Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Oscar. Today I'm going to be telling the story about how I got out of a pretty shady car deal with my local Ford dealership. My first ever car was a 1997 Toyota Corolla. It was given to me by my dad when I got my license, and I used it to go through the majority of high school. I got my license when I was 16 and a half, or whatever, after you do that driver's ed classes in school. So this car had 150,000 miles on it, running perfectly fine. Nothing was ever wrong with it. The only thing we ever fixed was the power steering. We had to get that fixed. The only other thing that was wrong with it, though, was that it had no air conditioner. So summer was coming up of my senior year. I knew for having it 2 previous years that the summer got pretty damn bad. So me, with the addictive personality that I have, decided, oh, I want a new car. I'm gonna go get a new car. It doesn't matter what it is, I want a new car. My brother's first car was a Mustang GT 2002. That was like everything to me. Love Mustangs. When I was looking for a car, I thought Mustangs were a little bit out of my price range. I had just gotten a job at Costco, and that was paying me good, but I was a seasonal employee, which means that if I do bad, they're not going to keep me. So I had to get something that, even if I didn't get the position at Costco after the 3 months, that I'd be able to pay off, even with a regular job, you know? So I decided to go with a 2014 Ford Fusion. It was what we had at the local dealership. I didn't want to look anywhere else. I just needed a new car. I needed it. Didn't want to deal with that summer. So basically, I saw one. First one I saw, test drove it, worked perfectly fine. I didn't know nothing about cars in that time. My brother, he's a mechanic for Ford. So I take the car on a test drive. We drive it to his house and he inspects it, says everything's fine with it. He works on those all the time at work. Um, I didn't know how much they were worth at the time. Kelly Blue Book has them valued at anywhere between $7,000 and $8,000. Sticker price for that Ford Fusion at that dealership was $14,000. Well, my parents, they don't speak English very well, so it was up to me to translate everything, and I wanted a car so badly that we didn't think it through. It was just dealership screwing over a kid that wanted a car pretty bad. We go into negotiations. 14,000, amazing. I can do monthly payments of 200. That's what I wanted. That was my budget. Some time goes by, and everything's good. I'm using that Ford Fusion to get to work, to go to school, everything. And I got bored of it pretty fast. I thought to myself, man, if I'm gonna be paying for a car that I really want, and it might as well be my dream car. And again, this was back before I was like super super invested in cars and love cars and all that. So I'm like, okay, I want a Mustang. I'm gonna do whatever I can to get that Mustang. Um, so we go to a Toyota dealership. Had a 2015 Mustang V6, and took it for a test drive. Fell in love instantly. The girl that was helping us out was like, "You want to take that on the freeway?" This is like basically to get everything out of it. And I knew from the second I drove off that lot, I wanted that car. So I pulled back in. I was like, I don't even drive it anymore. We go back inside and start the negotiations. Everything's amazing. I think the car was like $14,000. It only had 50 or 60,000 miles on it. And it comes time to trade in the Fusion, and we'll give you 8,000 for it. 8,000. I paid 14,000 for this car. Or not paid, but financed, and they're gonna buy back the loan and do that, which shouldn't be done ever. And there went all my dreams. I really wanted that Mustang. It was amazing. At that time, I had no idea the difference between V6, EcoBoost, GT, GT350, all that stuff. So I'm like, man, I need a Mustang. Doesn't matter what kind. I just want a Mustang. Couldn't do it at that dealership. So I leave that dealership so broken-hearted, and I just had to find any way possible to get a Mustang. I needed to find a way for someone to pay off that loan. So time goes by. I basically give up on everything, and I was cleaning out the Fusion on the inside one day, and I come across the contract. Boom, that was the salvation, pretty much. Look at the contract. They sold me a Ford Fusion Energy, but I had gotten, like, the actual car itself was a standard edition. No energy, none of that plug-in stuff. So I'm like, well, damn. I looked online. Kelly Blue Book has it valued at 7,000 to 8,000. I paid 14,000. They sold me standard edition Ford Fusion for the price of the Fusion Energy. So we go back. I'm like, man, they're gonna buy back this loan. I can finally get the car I want, you know? We go back and they say, oh, it was just probably a mistake. Our guys do it all the time. And then, well, I felt defeated, you know? So I was like, you know what? That contract is wrong, and we need this to be fixed because we don't want no part of no shady deals. And we'll get a lawyer involved if we have to. And at that time, the owner of that dealership was like, oh no, please, no need to get any legal trouble involved and all that. So he's like, oh, guess what? I'll find you whatever car you want. Just tell me what you want. I'll get it for you. And I'll buy back that whole loan for that Fusion. Promise. So I was like, cool, I want a Mustang. And he's like, what kind of Mustang? I was like, oh, I don't care. I just want a Mustang. That was a mistake because now that I like know about cars and actually love Mustangs, is my favorite kind of car. I wish I should have gone a GT. I could have either that or actually sued. Probably would have won, and could have done that instead. So he's like, okay, I'll find you whatever Mustang you want. Just tell me the color, what you want. I was like, okay, I want black, white, or gray. Automatic. At that time I didn't know manual, which I have since learned from work at Costco, in the tire shop. So so he goes to San Francisco, all the way over there to find me a new Mustang. And he calls me on the phone. He's like, hey, I found a Mustang. I can pretty much get it for you under 20K. I'm like, awesome. 20K, I can do that. Mustang comes back. He's like, it's a red one though. And I didn't know what to think. I wanted black, white, or gray. And but then I look at it, and he got the ruby red metallic, not that other race red that's so ugly to me. I fell in love instantly. It had bumper damage. It had some of the mirrors were broken, and the inside had a bunch of scratches and dinks and all that. So I look at it, and I test drive it, and owner of the dealership comes out. He's like, hey, where's he taking that car? I'm not supposed to drive it because of all the problems it had. They said they were going to fix everything it had for free, no charge. So we went in, did the paperwork on that new car, and it was a 2017 Mustang EcoBoost with 47,000 miles on it. It had a bunch of problems, but they fixed all of them for free. And now that's the car I have. Since then I had done some pretty small mods. I'll make another video one day if you guys want to see that. If I would have sued, probably could have gotten a little bit more money out of that and a better car. But I mean, at that time I was just a kid, and all I wanted was to have a Mustang. That's the car I have now. I since put like 4,000 or 5,000 miles on it, and I'm more than happy with it. If you guys ever want to see a video of the modifications I've done to it, nothing big, but it's definitely not stock anymore, please drop a like on the video, let me know about this, and I'll tell some more stories or something. Thank you.